And I said, "What are you doing, Terry?" He said, "Well, that's the way this crazy lady that's buying her is going to do it. She's going to do everything just the opposite of the way she should." Well, Keith Moore called me one day and he said, "I've got the mare out here. She's a daughter of Dry Dock." And said Dean Smith up in Kansas trained her. And I remembered Dean Smith having a Dry Dock mare, but I wasn't for sure that this was her. But anyway, in a week or so, Terry Riddle called, and he said, "I'm looking for something I'm looking for a cutting mare of a good mare." He said, "Okay." I said, "Okay," and I told him about this mare. He says, and she was priced at $20,000. And so Terry said, "Well, I remember Dean having that mare." And so he came down here the next day and we went out to Keith's and caught the mare up and brought her in the barn, and Keith said, "Terry, do you want to see anybody ride her? Do you want to ride her?" And Terry said, "I don't want to ride her," but he said, "I want Norma to. Norma's my wife." And so she got on her, and Terry told her, he said, "Now, Norma, if you think you ought to kick with your right foot, you kick with your left foot. And if you think you ought to pull on the reins, you just give it to her." Said, "You do it just the opposite the way you want to do it, the way you would do it if you were showing her." And I said, "What are you doing, Terry?" He said, "Well, that's the way this crazy lady that's buying her is going to do it. She's going to do everything just the opposite of the way she should." And so, well, and Norma hit about 2 licks on the mare, and Terry said, "That's enough. I don't want to see anymore." And we left Keith, and Terry went ahead and bought her. Wanted me to bring her up there the next day. I said, "Okay." And so we started back to town, and he kind of chuckled a little, and he said, "That mare was cheap." And then he chuckled a little more, and he said, "Huh, that mare was even cheap where I sold her." So I don't know what he got for her, but it was evidently plenty.
Hope you enjoyed today's episode of Horse Stories on Global Horse Network. We'd like to thank this month's sponsor, Snafflebit Clothing Company, for all your horse and apparel needs. Visit them on the web at snafflebitclothingcompany.com. If you like what we're doing or you don't, make sure that you put it in the comments below, because there's nothing I like better than to aggravate somebody like a sandburr under your saddle pad. Be sure to share our stuff on all the social media platforms, because that's what all the cool kids are doing. Be sure to subscribe if you like what we're doing. If you want to be notified whenever we're posting new content and some kick-ass stuff, click on the notification bell. If you like what we're doing, click the like button. If you hate what we're doing, click that bad boy twice, because there's nothing that I enjoy more than a good hater. And as always, ride hard, be safe, and have fun.